What's going on, everyone? Hello and welcome back to our channels. In November, we will enter bullish territory. Everyone, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. That makes me happy. I'm also doing an auction today at noon Eastern Standard Time, which is around 3.5 hours away, which is usually a good time. We need to talk about the iShares ETF and who's involved because, folks, it appears that the ZTFs have been approved. We're going to discuss the SBF experiment. I'll keep you posted on his latest pronouncements. You're going to be surprised. Perhaps you won't be. We're going to discuss privacy. The SEC is an IPL with a ripple effect. Will they go public before the lawsuit is resolved? And then we'll talk about the all-powerful God candle. That is about to happen in the Bitcoin markets. So, without further ado, let's get started. Took up the currency market cap of 1.2 trillion Bitcoin, showing some greed on a Saturday morning, up 4.42% in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin's coming in at $34,177, a theory, and right behind it up 2% coming in at 1787 USDTA, and USDC both coming in at their dollar pegs, as XRP is a mean lean 54 cents. It's down approximately a half percentage point. Listen, we're looking for the weekly candle to close over 55. I've seen some experts state that 52.55 has always been my lucky number. Let's get above 55 cents again. Let's get up close and personal. Let's hope for some sunshine this weekend. What do you think? Simply put, where do we go from here? It is that easy. XRP concludes the weekly and a monthly is on the way, guys. The month comes to an end on Tuesday. We're getting close to a monthly rate of more than 55 cents. Let's get started. November will be that extremely exceptional month that we have been discussing as the Lux Lines option today. Here are a few examples. We've got the King and Queen. Wonderful work. That way, we obtained 2 of them. Remember, this is a new 30% return in XRP. We have returned checks for this number of more than 50,000 XRP to our holders over a long period. It's probably approximately 8 months, 7 or 8 months. What other project will do that after the NFTs are gone? Oh no, and if he isn't dead, people, you're simply not on the correct path. I shared a ZTF photo. She tells them, you know, they're playing you guys. It has arrived. It has been approved. On the 24th, it was approved. He expected the announcement to be made last night. Unfortunately, this did not occur. I believe it is on its way. I told you I thought it was coming. The only thing I think this comes down to is timing. When will they announce that the ETF has been approved? But everything we're seeing is exactly what we're looking at. Everything stems from the SEC asking, what the hell is going on? There is still an investigation into how to approach these companies and ask them to amend the wording in the ATS. Everything is aligning for this approval. If the SEC didn't want a Bitcoin ETF, they would simply reject it. They're going over them. They go back to companies like iShares and BlackRock and say, listen, we need you to change the line. 2022 and 23 instead. We should read this. And what are these corporations doing to go back to the drawing board? They are making the necessary adjustments and resubmitting. That's what's so intriguing about this situation. Shower has confirmed that they are playing you. That's it, and I got the better image from Eric Bellucci. Oh my god, they succeeded. BlackRock possesses O and has formally applied for inclusion in the Bitcoin ETF. This massive coin desk has requested a Form S-1 registration statement under the Securities Act of 1933. I believe in Bitcoin, and guess who is Coinbase's custodian? Isn't that a surprise? Coinbase is a publicly traded business in the United States. Of course, they'll obtain approval first here. I'm not sure what else would be involved. When will Bitcoin be able to enter the United States? To be honest, these are just a few ideas outside of Coinbase. This is a surprise for a Coinbase collaboration. There is no indication that the SEC is willing to authorize a block. Rock is extremely interconnected. So perhaps they are aware that something could be a significant win for Rock, who has the live spot following that is ahead of schedule. Another noteworthy aspect of this coin is its custody victory. However, it risks losing both clients and fee pressure on trading expenses. Consider it if a spot ETF is approved. Why would I pay Coinbase 40 to 100 BPs every trade while the ETF is only 1 BP? Interesting, and a Bitcoin file on when they include all important factors that could affect the Bitcoin EV's price. They list the exchanges, which are mostly unregulated and may be prone to manipulation, which is the SEC's concern in authorizing them. Here we have trading activity and digital assets, which are often unregistered or prone to manipulation. Well, I believe the SEC did a wonderful job of eliminating all of these exchanges in the United States. Wasn't that the master plan? Remove the exchanges. Allow the institution to intervene. So the institutions may start profiting off these things. How many exchanges are there remaining in the United States where you may deposit? Transfer your fiat money to Coinbase Gemini, which is both registered and has the necessary licenses, and we have supported Binance and Bittrex, the other two major exchanges in the United States. You can no longer make direct deposits from your bank account. Sam Bankman-Fried began purchasing Solana for 20 cents. Using Alamda's earnings, he stated this throughout his trial, because I believe the cash was obtained from Alamda's operating income as well as third-party lenders. He testified in his fraud conspiracy trial on Friday. There is no deception here. You were spending your client's money on Solana to fill your bags. That is how it became so wealthy. He used your money to acquire cryptos, then pumped them and pocketed the profits. I mean, he admits to deception. I'm not sure why this trial is still going on. To be honest, he should be locked up, and I believe he will be locked up for a long time. Over 50,000 replies were received by Privacy to Digital Pound consultants, with privacy being a prominent worry. Many respondents expressed concerns about their privacy, programmability, and the decrease in cash. Yes, a lot of people have, according to John Colfe, Life Deputy Governor of the Bank of England. They were having problems with everything. When it comes to privacy, they don't want their transactions, money, and what they're doing and spending to be made public, do they? They prefer that everything be kept secret. I understand, which is why private ledgers are being developed. Do you know anyone who has a private ledger? Who do you know who has developed a private ledger system for institutions and central banks? Could that have an impact? Yes, Wheezy did put this out to shame himself. The SEC is seeking $770 million from Ripple. At this point, it's all about bragging rights for the SEC. The SEC doesn't care that they lost right there. They pretended not to lose. They are acting as if they've won. Now they're demanding $770 million from Ripple for what? XRP was already judged unsuitable as a security. They weren't selling unlawful securities or committing fraud. They were not doing anything wrong because they came to you. The SEC was founded in 2013, and I'm here to tell you about the game plan. They were asking you questions every week, and you continued telling them nothing was wrong. Then you conducted a brief internal investigation into XRP and concluded that no action was required. So I'm not sure. I'm just puzzled at the moment. What are they looking for money for? They appear to be seeking funds to cover their legal expenses. However, Jay made this known. Is it feasible that Ripple will announce an IPO without first reaching an agreement? I don't think so. Why is this the case? It's quite straightforward. Why would investors be interested? All of these institutions, all of these huge players who we're going to bring in for the IPO for the little roadshow Ripple puts on, why would they invest in Ripple if they could lose $700 million? Ripple loses this chunk in their order books or their firm worth. It's similar to a wild card. If the Ripple loses, you invest in it. The valuation has recently been reduced by $770 million. They'd like to wait for this to play out. If it plays out and they know Ripple won't be fine, $770 million, then they'll be fine. They can go in, but if they do get in before this is sorted out, Ripple will lose $770 million. Ripple's valuation falls by that amount, or if they settle for $300 million. This will have an impact on the overall price of the Ripple IPO. I don't, and that's just my opinion. I don't think they announced an IPO. Before the settlement is completed, I believe this matter should be wrapped up once and for all. Following that, the IPO and roadshow will begin. We know we're getting close because Ripple is already hiring and putting all the ducks to get out there and hire the right individuals to conduct the roadshow and take the company public. We saw the job posting, but I don't think they'll go public until this whole thing is resolved. Yes, they have 3 significant victories, but there is one more hanging over their heads. That equates to a $770 million target. If Ripple is forced to pay $770 million out of their pocket, the company's valuation would fall. I mean, it's simply basic math. They will have $770 million less in their bank account, which will reduce the entire Ripple valuation, which means individuals will be able to come in at a lower price for the valuation. This comes from NASA. He describes the God candle as a little beginning before a steady start from the past to the future. That's all there is to it. It can be seen back to 2016. This is how it began, with modest bullish candles, followed by the 2021 eruption. Could we be witnessing the same trend here, with small bullish candles followed by an explosion? What I do know is that either the major blow-off will occur this year or it will occur next year if it does not occur this year. The blow-off will occur next year. But I am confident that we will begin to see a positive uptrend, because a bullish rise occurs before we enter a bull market. Before we get signals that we're going to start blowing off to the top, we have a bullish uptrend. We don't just go all the way down and then blow up. Remember that the higher the prices that these cryptocurrencies can sustain right now, the higher the prices that they will reach throughout the bull run. Many individuals want to see a 330 cent XRP and a 440 cent XRP. I don't want XRP to go as high as it can, because the higher it goes before the bull run, before the bull cycle, before the parabolic blow-off top, the higher that parabolic blow-off top will be and the lower it will fall. Our targets will begin to be reduced immediately. The targets are in place and the price is monotonous. If we can push XRP much higher here, we can go from 330 to 650. We can raise those targets, and we can even see a double-digit XRP and a potential parabolic blow-off peak. It is now priced around $24. How fantastic does that sound? Going from 50 cents to $24 sounds wonderful, right? Going from 30 cents to $24 also sounds excellent. Is it truly that much more difficult, people? That is not what we desire. Let us try to keep these prices consistent. Let's get these prices pumped up in preparation for the bull run. It's as simple as that. You should wash your hands. When a vehicle is out, be kind and considerate to one another.